Good morning, everyone. Today, our group is going to present K3, which is text for the CS4. Should PCVizer acquire elegant? Let me introduce myself first. My name is Tilagavadi. My metric number is 256618. First, we are going to look at overview. PCVizer Incorporation is a pharmaceutical company which was founded in New York. Frank D'Amelia is the Chief Financial Officer of PCVizer. The CS4, which is Frank D'Amelia, need to prepare recommendation about whether to proceed with or stop major talks between PCVizer and Elegant. Elegant also is a pharmaceutical company with headquarters in New Jersey, but its tax residence in Ireland. So the both teams had less than a week to either formally agree to proceed with the major or walk away. So the CS4 need to consider all the factors arise in merging before formalizing the agreement because the formalizing the agreement mean activate a $400 million breakup clause. That would make it cost a lot to call the deal off at a later date. Next slide, we continue with the statement of the problem. First issue is related to transfer pricing. When PCVizer merged with Elegant, the PCVizer became as a new merged entity and it was no longer required to pay US tax rates on profits earned outside the United States. The problem arises when PCVizer repurchased their profits to the United States. They would be subject to taxes where PCVizer have to pay tax on their offshore earnings. The second issue is United States regulatory economy. Recently, U.S. Treasury Department announced several regulatory changes targeting measures that relocated a company tax residents to a low tax country, and they are not sure when the U.S. Treasury might make the changes again. So this uncertainty of the context will impact the deal, which can affect the tax rate and the possibility of tax evasion in future. Okay, another issue that should be considered is tax savings. Elegant tentatively agreed to merge for $152 billion all-stock deal. So whether the tax savings would the $152 billion price tag. It is also crucial for PCVizer to calculate the potential tax savings on repatriating offshore profits and also to calculate tax savings on any future profits. The CSO also need to assign a present value recurring in order to calculate potential tax savings on future profits. Frank D'Amelia also need to consider what assumptions were critical and whether this merging deal will exceed the cost then savings in future. Therefore, the CS4, which is Frank D'Amelia, need to consider all these issues before formalizing the agreement. Thank you. Next slide will be continued by my friend.
Next, I'll present the causes of the problem. My name is Kekel 255977. The first cause is use transfer pricing to minimize their global tax rates. Transfer price is when individual entity of multi-entity firm are treated and measured as separately run entity. The problem with transfer pricing is when Pfizer want to repatriate its profit to US. Foreign profit of US multinational enterprise are subject to US tax, but only when repatriated. Repatriation usually refers to the conversion of offshore capital back to the currency of the country in which corporation is based. Repatriation is act of bringing funds from a foreign location into one home country. Doing so can expose a business or individual to foreign exchange risk, when an unfavorable exchange rate could trigger losses. When corporations based in United States generate earnings abroad and choose to repatriate their offshore earnings, then corporate tax are charged on repatriated funds. Therefore, if Pfizer decided to repatriate their profit to US, they will be subject to the tax. Next is US regulatory environments. Tax evasion are transactions used by Pfizer in which Pfizer is a subsidiary of Elegant new parent company in other country to comply with beneficial tax law. The issue here is they are not sure when the US Treasury will make change against. There would always be probability that US Department of the Treasury could plan to alter the rule related to invasion. The United States Treasury could complain about the deal that reduced tax in this way known as inversion. The controversy could delay the transaction. Next is tax saving. Tax saving would greatly reduce costs to repatriate the $74 billion in overseas cash holding the preserve had accumulated. The tax saving may not worth $512 billion price tag. This because there might be probability that the expected tax benefit would no longer be available when the deal would be finalized or the merging deal will exceed the cost that saving in future. If the cost exceed the saving, preferred would then call off the deal. Next, I will present about SWOT analysis. For strength, transfer pricing is low cost structure to help it produce at a low cost and sell its product at a low price, making it affordable for its customer. While tax saving is reduced cost to repatriate the $74 billion in overseas cash holding the preserve had accumulated. For witnesses, its answer changes of US regulatory time to time will affect freezer business. This because if freezer must be eligible after implementation of new regulatory, the new rule may be different from the current rules. If freezer use transfer pricings, it will cause problem when freezers wants to repatriate its profit to US. Foreign profit of US multinational enterprise are subject to US tax, but only when repatriated. The biggest weakness of transfer price is that it completed process unlike market price.
I'm Zuleni Afiza binti Zulkifli 255828, and I'm going to continue with opportunities and threats of SWOT analysis. So for the opportunities, the first one is regarding the tax policy, where the US Treasury Department might reduce the current corporate tax rate to the lower one, and this is good for Pfizer because it would actually lower the amount that would be expensed out as a tax. And the second one is that the regulations regarding the tax inversion have loosened in recent years, which allow companies to do transfer pricing and getting benefit in terms of tax inversion. And as for the threats, it is opposed to the opportunities, where there is always uncertainty regarding US regulation, where the US Treasury Department might tightening the regulation regarding tax inversion and also transfer pricing. And also the second one is that the regulations on international trade is always changing, making Pfizer to always stay updated and comply with them to ensure they can operate globally. And the third one is transfer pricing, consists of two tracks, which are disagreement regarding the policies on pricing and transfer, and also there is possibility that additional costs, time and manpower could incur in executing transfer pricing. And moving to the second tool that we use, which is PESTEL analysis. So there are 6 elements. So for the first factor, which is political factor, consists of US tax inversion policy, tax rates in Ireland and also US, political stability. So this factor is very essential because if the political situation is bad in Ireland, then it would be actually a wrong move for Pfizer to acquire Elegant. And also is the repatriation tax to bring back those repatriated profits into the US. And for the second factor, which is environment, so among factors that we have identified is the exchange rates and stability of island currency. So it is very important also to avoid foreign exchange loss, and unemployment rate, individual disposable income, and also last but not least comparative advantages of island and healthcare sector. So if these factors are not good, if they are not good, then there might be possibilities that the products that Pfizer would manufacture in Ireland especially would not be sold in the Ireland market. As for the social factor,
It consists of culture, the do and don'ts in one place and country, population age, and also safety and health consciousness. So these two factors are important and need to be considered by Pfizer because aging populations tend to have greater need for healthcare. And then for the technological factors, so Pfizer needs to be aware of the recent technological development by its competitors where they have to be at least on par or above them to lead in the research and development advancement. And second one is that the rise of social networking where many companies nowadays are going for direct advertising and also innovative treatment because basically some companies are opting for alternative to replace the traditional medication. As for the next factor, which is environment, comprised of laws regulating environment pollution, weather. So weather is very important because there are some medications that would not be effective in humid weather, and then waste management and also the need for CSR program. And last but not least is the legal factor. Of course, Pfizer needs to abide by the employment law, and since it is a pharmaceutical company, they need to follow and stay updated on health and safety law and also antitrust law in drug manufacturers.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Rushlika Vitisharan and my material number is 55905. So now I will continue to my part which is the decision criteria and alternative solution. So our decision criteria is based on tax saving and cost. As we all know, the rate of tax we have to, which is 25% without the merger and also 18% with the merger. So this is the calculation of the potential tax saving. As you can see, the calculation shows us on how the cost exceed the benefit. Move to the next part, which is alternative solution. Based on calculation before, the emulator has two options, which is continue the merger and also call the deal off. As we all know, merger is two companies combining to form one larger company. Actually, proceeding the merger is a very risky step because the tax saving could not compensate the cost that Pfizer has to bear from the acquisition. However, the table can turn if the actual revenue growth rate higher than the projection rate, which is 5.7%. By continuing the merger, it also has some advantages. First and foremost is diversification, where it can expand the customer base and can increase efficiency. It means when Pfizer has merger elected, the chance of a slump in sales can reduce. Next, it also can create a multiple growth opportunity. When two businesses combining together, the business will be more effectively operating. Besides, it also has tax benefits. As we can see, financial advantages will build use of tax shields, increase monetary leverage, and utilize alternative tax benefit to the business. Therefore, continuing the merger not only have the advantages but also have disadvantages. First, there is no standardized or uniform way in which one can find out the right price. It is because each of company is unique and different from the others. Next, it also can increase the amount of debt that is owed. If there are debts owed by the organization, the merger process will higher the balance sheet debt of combined company. It also can lead to job loss, This can be if an aggressive takeover by an asset stripping company. On the other hand, job losses also can lead to unemployment. Okay. The second option is called the deal off, which is not continuing the merger. This solution can avoid Pfizer from facing loss in future, where the future tax saving would not exceed 30% premium over Allergen's pre-announcement share price. So, the advantages by doing the deal off. First is it can avoid the pharmaceutical company from receiving the U.S. Treasury Department flow. So, the government could issue changes regarding the corporate tax inversion laws that making deal between Pfizer and Allergen did. Next, it also can avoid many companies take advantage of the tax inversion benefits. Treasury Department can ensure the tightening of regulations surrounding earnings stripping or tax inversion. Last but not least, it also can prevent job losses, as it can lead to redundancies in the US. However, called the deal off has the bad effects. The first one is it can lose to $400 million due to the activation of $400 million breakup clause. It also can be possibility that the potential tax saving could exceed the cost of the merger. Last but not least, it also can distort the potential growth for both companies, as Pfizer and Allergen are both established and innovative business. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next, we will continue with recommended solution, implementation, and justification. Before that, my name is Hafizati Izzati binti Muhammad Rizal. My metric number 25627, and I hope you guys have an amazing day today. After considering both pros and cons of each alternative, we recommended Pfizer to call off the deal. This recommendation we have made to fulfill our decision criteria, which is focus on tax saving and cost. Next, implementation. In order for Pfizer to make decision, they should do cost-benefit analysis, which is this analysis will help Pfizer to evaluate all potential costs and revenue that include in merger or without merger. Next, Pfizer should use the PESTEL analysis with the SWOT to get more realistic picture, and it will make the decision more efficient. Next, we go to justification, the impact of tax collection in the US. The US Department of the Treasury could plan to alter the rules related to invention. They could complain about this that reduce taxes in this way, known as inversion. A bigger danger is that lawmakers pursue broader change in the rules as to help American companies compete. That means Pfizer risks paying up for a fleeting benefit. As presented by the previous presenter, the calculation of potential cost benefit shown that the costs are exceed the benefit. The integration risk after the merger. Both companies are a big pharmaceutical companies. The deal involves post-merger integration risk. Allergen has over 40,000 employees and Pfizer has over 78 employees. Also, the company will have multiple product and location. It will be difficult to integrate the department and affect the gross margin sustainability. That's all from me. Thank you.